In this video, I'll share what you can expect from a narcissist when they're sick. While their behavior can vary depending on the type of narcissist, some may try to get you to do everything for them. However, I'll be focusing on a different pattern here. This is about the narcissist who plays the victim. They might act as if you wouldn't want to help them, or they could insist on doing everything on their own, even when it's clear they need assistance. It is much easier to see when somebody uses their sickness to use you for services, and it is much more difficult to see what is going on when a person is, in fact, acting as if they do not want anything and that you do not want to help them anyway. So, for you, it would be natural that when somebody is sick you would maybe make tea for them, or maybe buy them medicines, or cook for them. Whatever it is that you normally would think that could make them feel better. Maybe make a bed for them or a bath. Maybe do some massage if a person is close to you and you are intimate with them. They will make everything look as if you do not want to help them or that they need to ask you so that you help them, because otherwise you would not, or just do everything themselves before you can get to doing it for them so that it looks as if they have to do everything themselves. Once you actually are able to do something for them because somehow you managed to do this before they hurried to this themselves, then what you did was okay but not good enough. So, they would, for example, thank you but comment in a way that clearly states that what you did was not really what they needed or wanted, but in a way that looks as if they thanked. So, you cannot put your finger on the put down, because if you do this will fire them up into victim role or rage and telling you that they knew that they should have done everything themselves because you are always making them feel bad after you have helped them. Or something like this. If you are subjected to this for some time, even short, this very quickly programs you in a way that you really think that you are bad, because this behavior is just like really intense and strong blow in your head and it makes you really dizzy. You are not able to see reality in a normal way. The quote's dizziness becomes your normal. So, a narcissist might announce to you that they are sick, and they may be very apologetic about this, and they may ask you for something simple and obvious in such a way that suggests that you would be angry at them that they cannot do this and that you must do this. And this behavior straight away throws you off the balance, because this is strange in itself and frustrating. You are happy to help them without them begging you. Then they would, for example, start to clean the house, on their knees with their hands in water, and even go outside to clean a balcony or stairs. And this leaves you with your jaw dropped. You might want to tell them that you would do this, and they should better go to bed and rest, but they might tell you that it is okay, because they just want to have a nice clean house, so they can rest properly. This just is completely illogical because at the same time, they may be holding their throat or back to show you how much pain is in their body and how much effort they put into doing this. It is as if they wanted to torture you with worry. But then they will not let you do this for them. Then they will also go over and over about all their pains and aches. But they will not let you tell them that maybe they should stay in bed at least one day and that you will take care of everything for them. They will tell you with quotes care that you have your own life and they do not want you to be dragged in theirs or something in this fashion. But then they will show you or tell you repeatedly about how bad they feel, maybe not there and then but after. So, this kind of behavior is much more difficult to spot and recognize as abuse than just when somebody is using you to do things for them. Here it is torturing you with seeing them suffer, but there is nothing you can do for them and even just to stop the subject of their pain. I think that if they let you help them, then they may get better and they cannot talk about diseases anymore, which then would take away the victim status, the sick status, and the martyr status that may be their ticket to heaven. Because they may have read stories about martyrdom and see that martyrs went to heaven. I am not joking here. It really works this way. Also, in some cases, people may use this kind of situation to show the world that, for example, their kids abandoned them. And it is because they have a victim and martyr mentality planted in them and they push towards being abandoned so that they belong to a certain group or so that they can prove a popular idea that kids do not care about old parents. Again, it may sound funny, but this is how twisted toxic beliefs and thinking can be. It can begin with just a story or stories that are being planted by media or by certain movies or organizations. Those who plant the ideas may be doing this on purpose or not. Sometimes it is not about what somebody says, but on what sort of mind it falls. The toxic mind can cut anything into pieces and construct a totally different idea from it, usually something that proves what they quote fight for or fight against. Narcissistic behavior really loses its power once you know what is going on. And once you see where the problem is coming from. So, with the sick narcissist, once you see and trace their behavior, you then do not get as frustrated for quotes misunderstandings that you have with this person, but you know why they behave the way they behave and that you can pretty much do nothing about it. Just do not react and guard your sanity. You also know that when your empathy for their stories is switched off and you just think about something else when they go over and over how bad they feel, it does not mean that you are a numb monster and you do not care about this person, but you recognize that it is a mechanism that protects your sanity and in fact very good and very logical way of your body not letting toxins in. You are not able to help this person because the situation is not about them becoming better. The situation is about them keeping their victim status. And if you try to take this status away, this is when you, in fact, are hurting them in a sense, and this is when they will get the most infuriated. I think that if somebody has a parent or a partner like this, it really is completely scrambling your mind, and because it is so twisted and covert, you will really create such a big dose of self-hate and frustration that you may be doing very provocative, reckless, dangerous things and pretty much seek destruction for yourself. It is not a joke. And what is even worse here is that the person who seeks the victim status will get even more of the victim status if you really do harm yourself or become addicted or will go astray. They get their worry and they get their martyrdom. This is how powerful victim and martyr mentality is. A person may not know that they have this sort of mentality, and they may be pushing you and themselves into all sort of nasty situations just because of this ingrained belief. And here I would also like to mention that after being abused or after losing someone or something in your life, there is time when being in a victim mentality really helps. It is a must even, you need to know that you are the one that has been hurt and give yourself time to recover, to grieve. But there is a time when the victim mentality starts to do much worse than good. It is quite easy to stay in this mentality. It feels safe and comfortable. It gives you a certain status and, in some cases, excuse to not get up and create your life. This is also when the victim mentality becomes toxic not only to you, but even more to the environment around you. You then may unconsciously gang people to treat you badly so that you can stay in your safe sorrow. From what I can see, if a person lost someone or something but has not had a proper grieving after, so proper healing, they get stuck in victim mentality. Even if they look strong, the victim mentality is there, and it will resurface every sometime. This is what I think happens with narcissists. There is something or a lot of things that they never took time to grieve after. So, there is this victim mentality running them from deep inside. Some of them more, some less, some are using this as a tool consciously, and some are run by it not knowing what this is. I think that because of this should be a priority for us in society to let people heal properly from losses and give them tools to do this. Tools that really work and work fast. There is no way that people will want to go through years and years of therapy to heal. Only a small number would agree to do this and would have the luxury to do this. And especially if there is a stigma around being a narcissist or a stigma around any other personality disorder.